Hey, what's up, guys? Alright, my name's Potato Knight. I've been messing around with the new stinger transitions for the most recent release candidate of OBS Studio for the past couple weeks, and it's been a lot of fun. And I figured I'd make a tutorial for you guys. So let's get right into it. Alright, so what we're making is this stream transition that you're seeing right now. In order to make that, first thing that we need is the newest, the OBS Studio 27 release candidate. So it's like an experimental version. So I'll put this link in the description. This is release candidate 6. That's the most recent one. So what I recommend doing is going down here, grabbing the zip file, extracting the zip file to, wherever you want to put it. So I just made a folder, called it that. And then in that folder, you'll find a bin 64-bit, and then you'll find OBS 64, the application. That's what you're looking for. And then you can make a shortcut to that or whatever. So, real quick explainer, the way that it's a brand new feature. Sorry about that, but I just needed to show you guys how the stinger thing was sort of set up. So under the scene transitions, there'll be a new thing called stingers, right? And this is it's brand new to this release candidate. So then we'll go over some more properties of that later. All right, so the way that these are set up is it's basically two different types. It's basically two different animations. One of them would be like your anything that you want to be opaque in the scene, like my little ring here. So this ring has an overlay, and then in the center of it is the next scene. So you create anything that you want to be like in the foreground and surrounding the next scene, and then whatever animation that you want to run from there, basically. So mine just comes down here into the center and then expands out. Okay, and that's what that gold ring is that you see in the stream. So the next thing is you need a second video, right? So what we'll do here is I'll go to open, don't save. All right, so you need something called a black and white track mat, all right? So this is the same animation that we just saw. I think I opened the wrong folder. I think I opened the wrong one. Sorry about that. This one. So what this one is this is the same animation with the ring and everything, except that all it is that it's black and white. Black represents like the transparency and the scene behind it, and the white represents the new scene to be transferred to, right? So you can see like I'll just play this for you guys a couple times so you can see it's like the ring still exists, but you can't see it because it's pure black. So what I did is I took that same scene, copied it over, changed all of my colors and all my properties just to like plain black and white. One real quick suggestion, make sure whatever program you're using, Procreate or whatever, make sure that it is, hexadecimal all Fs and that the black is hexadecimal all zeros. Otherwise, you will have some strange transparency issues later on down the line. But you can see all this does is follows the same transmission. All I did is made the center of my circle with a white thing that followed the ring. All right, and then that expands out and that does our transition. So the next thing that I'm going to show you is how to basically you get both of those output, right? So I do this in Blender, so I have a compositing folder. I break everything down into its own individual folders, like so that way I have like my different projects separated for me. That's what I recommend doing. Like make your animation in Procreate with your color and your transparency, and then make a separate one, same resolution, like 1920, 1080, whatever. So then make a separate one for the black and white. Like just copy it over, change everything to black and white. All right. So once you do that, I bring it into Blender because Blender has like some really nice like video editing features, but I'm sure that you can do this with your editor of choice. But the idea is you take all of the PNGs, like so from that folder, I have an entire project folder that has nothing but the PNGs for me. So what I did was I made a folder for color, a folder for black and white, and then I take all these PNGs of my animation, put them into the editor, and then what I did is I changed the resolution to 1920 by 2160. So I doubled the Y, like I doubled the length of it, so that way I can put both videos on top of one another. Now that is important for when we export to OBS Studio, and I'll show you why that's important then. But you want to try and get both of the animations into the same file, top and bottom, or left and right, whatever works easier for you. Then when you export, so if you look over here, you want to make sure to export with a container and a video codec that can handle transparency. So you have to make sure you have RGBA or sRGB. I think it varies from program to program. I hope everybody knows what I'm talking about. Um, sRGB and RGBA just means that it has an alpha channel, so it allow the gold ring to overlay whatever image is behind it, which will be the old scene, and then inside of the ring will be the new scene that you're transferring to. So once you export that, you're gonna get um, you'll get a video. So this is my video composite right here. All right, and then I will. This is gonna be a little bit terrible for, I guess, the recording because you're gonna have to see my OBS. So I'll give you an idea of how I set this up. So in the Stinger transition property window over here, you go to properties, like this, right? And then you go to use track mat. So underneath here, you'll have some like, find the video file. You want to click use track mat and you want to slide this down. So you can do it in two separate files, but it will get out of sync and it can be a little wonky. Like if you use like a black and white file and the color transparent file, it'll be out of sync. That's why I showed you in Blender to stack them left to right or top to bottom. So we did ours, so the track mat on the bottom. Track mat is the black and white. So in case you do the colors backwards, you can invert the matte colors, so you can like change the way that the thing works based upon the black and white. But and then down here you'll have a little preview, right? So you can see it's going to go from A into B, right? Click OK, set up your scenes however you want, and you're good to go. Um, I guess please like and subscribe and let anyone know if if they ever want to learn how to do this, or if you want any guys that want any more tutorials, you know, let me know. But thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. I hope this helps. Bye.